Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 11, Lesson 89, and it is the final lesson of the whole course. We're going to close with something small, practical, and surprisingly easy to get wrong. Numbers. When do you spell a number out in letters, and when do you write it in figures? There's a clean rule underneath it, a handful of fixed conventions, and one rule that beats them all. Let's finish strong. Here's the whole lesson in one question. How many words does the number take when you say it out loud? If a number can be written in 1 or 2 words, spell it out. 12, 35, 200. Those read smoothly, and they don't slow the eye down. But if writing the number in letters would take more than 2 words, use numerals instead, the figures. 247 is 3 words, so we write it as 247. 1,860 is a real mouthful, so we write 1,860. Count the words, and the number will tell you which form it wants. Let's take the short numbers first. The choir has 12 singers. 12 is a single word, so it gets spelled out. Putting a bare figure there would look oddly clipped in ordinary prose. Here's the second one. 35 students signed up. Now, 35 looks like 2 pieces, but a hyphenated number counts as 1 word, so it stays in letters too. And 200? That's 2 words, still inside the limit, still spelled out. So the rule holds steady. If the number takes 1 word or 2, write it in letters. Now the long ones. The museum sold 247 tickets. Say that number out loud. 247. That's 3 words, and 3 is over the limit, so we reach for the figures instead. Same story here. The library holds 1,860 books. 1,860 would be 4 words marching across the page, and no reader wants to wade through that. Figures do the job in a glance. So the line is clean. 1 or 2 words go into letters, and anything longer goes into numerals. Now the one rule that overrides everything else. Never open a sentence with a numeral. Look at this. 20 guests came to the party. 20 is short, sure, but the problem is where it sits. A sentence should begin with a word, not a figure, because a capital letter is what signals to your reader that a new sentence has started, and a digit can't carry a capital. So we spell it out. 20 guests came to the party. That version is correct. But here's the better move, the one professional writers use constantly. If the number is long and awkward to spell, don't wrestle with it at the front of the sentence. Just recast the sentence so the number isn't first. We hosted 120 guests. Clean, short, and the figure sits safely inside the sentence, where it belongs. Here's a rule that catches people out. Be consistent inside a passage. Watch what happens when you mix forms. We sold 8, 47, and 350 tickets. Every one of those numbers followed the rule on its own. 8 is 1 word, so it took letters, while the other 2 were long enough to need figures. And yet the sentence looks broken. The eye stumbles right at the spot where the forms change. So when related numbers sit together in a series, look at the longest one. If any single number in the group needs numerals, put them all in numerals. We sold 8, 47, and 350 tickets. Now they line up, and the reader compares them instantly. Consistency wins over the word count whenever numbers travel in a group. Some numbers go into figures, no matter how short they are, simply because that's the convention readers expect. Dates and addresses. July 4th, 1996, and 44 Oak Lane. Precise clock times with AM or PM. 7:45 p.m. Page numbers. Page 147. Percentages. 40%. Amounts of money with dollars and cents. $12.50 is written with a dollar sign and a decimal point. And statistics and measurements. 2.2 pounds. Notice that several of those numbers are short enough to spell out. 4, 40, but you would never write them that way. In dates, addresses, times, page numbers, percentages, money, and measurements, the figures win every time. 3 loose ends before we practice. First, the clock. When you use the word o'clock, spell the number out. We met at 7 o'clock. The abbreviations AM and PM take figures, but o'clock takes letters. Second, ordinals. First, second, third, fourth. In ordinary prose, you spell those out as well. It was her 4th attempt, not the numeral with the little letters stuck on the end. And third, remember the commas from a few lessons back. In a long number, a comma marks off every 3 digits, counting from the right. 1.25 million is written as 1,250,000. Those 3 details tidy up the last corners of the rule. In this first set, I'll show you 2 versions of a sentence, and you pick the one that handles the number correctly. Count the words in the number, and watch where it sits. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The bakery sold 12 pies, or the bakery sold 12 pies. Say the number out loud. 12. That's one word, comfortably inside the limit, so in ordinary prose, it gets spelled out in letters. The correct version is, the bakery sold 12 pies. The march drew 426 people, or the march drew 426 people. Count the words in that number. 426. That's 3 words, which is past the limit. So the correct form is 426, written in figures. 20 dancers took the stage, or 20 dancers took the stage. The number is short either way, but look at where it sits. It is the very first thing in the sentence, and a sentence never opens with a figure. So the correct version spells it out. 20 dancers took the stage. Now the fixed conventions, plus the consistency rule. Again, 2 versions each. Pick the one a careful writer would use. Pause and decide before I answer. The concert starts at 7:45 p.m. or the concert starts at 7:45 p.m. A precise clock time with AM or PM always takes figures. That's one of the fixed conventions, and the number's length has nothing to do with it. So the right form is 7:45 p.m. We sold 8, 47, and 350 tickets, or we sold 8, 47, and 350 tickets. These numbers are traveling together in one series, and 2 of them are long enough to require figures. When that happens, every number in the group takes figures. So the correct sentence uses 8, 47, and 350. The answer is on page 147, or the answer is on page 147. Page numbers are one of those fixed conventions. They always go in figures, no matter how long or short the number is. So the correct form is page 147. Let's gather it up one last time. Spell out a number that takes 1 word or 2, 12, 35, 200, and switch to numerals when writing it in letters would take more than that. Always spell out a number that begins a sentence. Or better still, rewrite the sentence so the number isn't standing at the front. And keep the conventions in figures, dates, addresses, times, with AM or PM, page numbers, percentages, money, and measurements, while a series of related numbers stays in one single form. And that, quietly, is the end of the course. Look back at the road you've walked, the parts of speech, phrases and clauses, the shape of a sentence, verbs and their tenses, subject-verb agreement, pronouns, modifiers, the usage traps that trip up careful people, capitalization, punctuation, and now the small, exact business of numbers on a page. That's the whole journey, from the very first noun to the final comma. You don't just know a pile of rules now. You have a real command of the language, the kind that lets you say exactly what you mean and be understood the first time. Thank you for staying with me the whole way through. It's been a genuine pleasure. Now go write something worth reading.